Welcome back on an exciting video. Today we are on lesson 7 of programming with C++, and today we are going to talk about functions. Yes, functions. Where the objectives for today's lesson is learn function declaration, and function definition. We also learn about learn argument passing, default argument, value return, and function name. Also understand function overload and pointer functions, and learn user-defined function. So what is a function? A function in C++ are blocks of code. They are blocks of code designed to perform specific tasks. They are fundamental for organizing code, promoting reusability, and making programs easier to use. Yes. Types of functions. We have several types of functions. We'll start with user-defined function. Yes. User-defined function. When we talk about user-defined function, created by programmers to perform specific tasks. Yes, the user-defined function, they are created by programmers, yes, to perform specific tasks. And we also have standard library functions, which also predefined function available in C++ library. That means they are already in the C++ library. Yes, they are codes, they are functions inside the C++ library. Yes. Then we move to virtual function. Functions in base classes that can be overridden and derived classes, enabling polymorphism. Yes. And we also have inline functions where the compiler replaces the function call with the function's code, potentially improving performance for small functions. Then we move to benefits of functions. We have modularity, which is break down complex programs into smaller and manageable units. Yes, that's one benefit. Modulability. This function breaks down large programs into smaller and manageable modules. Yes, that's what the benefit of function, which is modulability, do. It breaks down large programs into smaller manageable modules. Yes, or units. And we also have reusability. Code reusability. Yes, write code once and use it multiple times. Yes, you write it once and use it multiple times. With the code reusability, yes, the function can be called multiple times, reducing code duplication. That's how the reusability is. It can reduce code duplication. Yes, that's another benefit of function, code reusability or reusability. And we also have abstraction. Hide implementation details, focusing on what the function does rather than how it does it. Yes, the abstraction hides implementation details. It focuses on what the function does rather than how it does it. Yes, it focuses on what the function do. Yes, that's how the benefits for abstraction is. We also have improved readability. Yes, improved readability. It makes code easier to understand and maintain. So you move to functions of declaration. Functions of declaration, also known as function prototype. It declares the function's name, return type, and parameters before the function is defined. So with a function declaration, it specifies the name. That's the job it do. It specifies the name, the return type, and parameters. And the function declaration, it informs the compiler about the functions existing. Yes, it informs the compiler about the function existing and its characteristics. That's for declaration, function declaration. Yes, it allows the compiler to verify correct functions calls. And there's a syntax for function declaration. Return type, function name, brackets, where's the parenthesis, parameter 1, parameter 2, ... then you terminate. That's the syntax. So this is a practical example for the function declaration, whereby you write hashtag include IOStream using namespace std int find sum, and the int is what the return type, and the find sum is the function name. So, and the parameters are within the parentheses. The int first name, first norm, int second norm. Then this, with a function declaration, it is written outside the int main. So inside the int main, you call or you see out what you wrote outside the int main. So see out find sum 1 and 2, then you end line, then you terminate. So let's move on to function definition. Function definition is a function declaration in which the body of the function is present. So that means the body will contain the code to be executed. Yes. So that means the body will contain the code to be executed. So the structure, let's move structure. A function definition includes a return type, a name, a parameter list, which is optional, and a body enclosed in a curly brace. So this is the syntax for it. Return type, function name, in the parentheses this is a parameter 1, 2. Then you bring a curly brace. Inside the curly brace, you write the body, then return value, then you close the curly brace. So function definition, the keywords are the return types, which the return types specify the data types of the value the function will return. Use void if the function does not return a value. Yes. And function name, an identifier that uniquely name the function. Also, the parameters: input value passed to the function, declared with their types and names. Function body: contain the code that executes when the function is called. Return statement: that's for this is the return statement, the return value. Yes, this one. So return state used to send the value back to the caller if return type is not void. Yes. So this is a practical example of function definition. So outside the int main, we have our return type, our function name. We have the int first name and second name, which are the parameters. Then you bring what? A curly brace. Then you write your body. So int resource is equal to first num plus second num. Then you bring your return what? Return type. They said what? Return statement. So you bring your return statement, which is return what? The resource. Int resource, return resource. And for this to appear, you need to what? You need to see out it inside the int main. Yes. So we move to the parameters. And with the parameters, there are variables in the function definition that receives the argument. Yes. It receives what? Argument. Yes, it receives values. That's the parameter. It receives values, which the values are the arguments. And this is a syntax for the parameter, which return type, the name, type 1 name, this, then you bring a curly brace, you write your body, return statement, then you close the curly brace. This is a syntax for it. Then move to arguments, whereby value passed to the function when it's called. Yes, values passed to the function when it is called. So this is a syntax for it. With this one, there's no what? Return type. So the function name, the argument 1 and 2, or in the parentheses, they what? You terminate. And this is an example: add num 1 2 3, then you terminate. We have other arguments, which we have the reference as argument, pointers as argument, and arrays as argument. So default arguments: actual values assigned to parameter during function definition or declaration. So the default arguments, they are actual values assigned to a parameter. They are what? They are actual values assigned to a parameter during function declaration or function definition. And this is a syntax for default arguments: the return type, function name, then inside the parentheses type 1 name, then with this one is equal to what? The statement. So instead of you coming down then write the return statement, inside the parentheses, then you bring your statement, which is value. And this is a practical example how it looks. So the int gets some int x, int y is equal to 20. So here is the return. So with the default argument, what you assign the value to the definition or the declaration, the function definition. This is what you do. You assign the value. So this is the value 20. Then you return x plus y. But we don't know x. So you need to what? You need to get your x for you to get a return statement. And with the continuation of the default argument, you see out get sum 5. Get sum 5, then you end line. See out get sum 5 and 15. Then we move to function calling. To execute a function, you call it by its name, followed by the parentheses and any required argument. This is how it is. The syntax for it is function name, the parentheses. Yes. That is, for example, for the void, you bring void, then you bring your parentheses. Let's say void, the function name, then your parentheses. Then you write your body inside the void. Then after that, you call it inside the int main. Then function function overloading. Defining multiple functions with the same name but different parentheses, and also used in case where there is a need for one function name but difference in parameters. So let's say for the function calling, it involves invoking. Yes, it involves invoking of functions by its name, passing arguments if required. Yes, that's function calling. So with this one, it defines multiple functions with the same name but different parameters. So that means it involves invoking of function by the name and passing arguments if required. And also the function executes its code and return the value if specified. Yes, that's function calling. It executes the code and return value if specified. So use in case where there is need for one function name but different parameters. A function in C++ can be overloaded in 3 different ways. There are 3 ways of overloading a function. The first one is by having different number of parameters. The second one is by having different types of parameters. And the third one is by having both different number and types of parameters. So in case 1 of function overload, this is case 1. Int add, then int a and int b, you return a plus b. Another function, int add a, b and c, return a plus. This is what case 1 of function overload. That's by having different number of parameters. And we have case 2, which is what? Double add double a double b, then you return what? A plus b. And the last case, and another case is bringing in the two ways to overload a function by what? Both having different numbers and types of parameters. So this is the third case. We have the integer and we have double. We are the both of them. Yes, both of the ways. So this is the end of our lesson. Do well to subscribe and like this video, and also share for other people to also watch.